missing in action. I know my nails are terrible. Look at that. Don't look at the nails. I've been missing in action because I've been so busy. Anyway, where were we? Last time we did 4th of July. So I've got lots to show you here. So here we have, I made up a little birdie there. This is, I don't know what it's like in your neighbourhood, but we have lots of different bins to put out. We have recycling, we have the main rubbish, we have the gardening bins, and I can never remember when to put them out. And I loved this quote. It said, "I have no idea what bin it is tomorrow. The neighbours know that I rely on them to make the first bin move, yet not one bin is out yet. It's bin mind games." I thought it was so funny. And it says there, "Long night ahead." Okay, so that was the one I did there. These were from Waddle Waddle. This is from Waddle Waddle. This is from one of the flowers, and this is from the mermaid stamp set. Okay, and then we had here, again, I just liked this quote. "I'm not tearing my walls down for anyone again. You want to know what's inside, then climb." And I just liked it, and I just thought it went perfect with the cobweb there. Again, another quote that I like. And all I did was I drew a board around, did some lines, coloured that in, doodled the background, just doodled these little arrows to complete the border. And it just says, it's a quote. I don't know who said it. If I can't find who said it, I will tell you. Usually I will write who says everything. Excuse me. And it says, "The mentally ill frighten and embarrass us, and so we marginalise the people who most need our acceptance. What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candour, and more unashamed conversation." And that is why I will constantly talk about mental health issues. Okay, so then the following page, this was already on. These divers were already there. So what I did was I added the border, added the little border there, and I decided I would use this for one of my Audible pages. So I wrote Audible, and then these are the books that I've read so far this month. So there was No Mercy by Martina Cole, and then I discovered Jo Spain. I've not read Jo Spain before, and I love her. So there's The Confession, With Our Blessings, Sleeping Beauties, and The Darkest Place. And I've also just finished The Boy Who Fell as well, and then I've just jumped onto a Dorothy Coomson. I love Dorothy Coomson, and she got a brand new one out the other day. So that's going to be my, you don't always have to do things in a list. So that was there. And then here, this was the 8th of July, and I cleaned out the outside room, making way for my new fridge. So it just says dust and spiders galore. So it's just a breath of fresh air. I just liked this. So I just used some of a strip of my collage, doodled, coloured it in, and this is from my collage sheets. And then here, this is the 8th, this is the 7th, because I wanted them to match. This silhouette was already on here, but I had my hair done. So this is just a sprocket picture, and I cut it out to fit the silhouette. So I had my hair done on the 7th. So this is the 7th, and this was the 8th. The gel plate background was already there. So was this stenciling. So all I did was did a little doodle round to make a frame. I just put finally new hair. So grateful. So that was that one. And then here we have, it's gorgeous. This is the 10th. Maisie, who is my granddaughter, she's my eldest granddaughter, her mum remarried, and she has a little sister called Iris, and her mum has just had twins on the 10th. Look at that, twin girls. So her mum has 4 beautiful girls. So this was, I can't remember who this was by. Some paper I had hanging around that just says Rockabye Baby. So I covered the whole page with it and put a little board around. This bit was cut off from here. This is the other part of the tree. So I stuck it down there, put some little pictures on there. Pictures of Maisie on the front saying Big Sister. And I just put my beautiful Maisie, welcome 2 brand new tiny little sisters. She's now the oldest of 4 girls. So there's Maisie Lily, Iris Alexander, Mitzi Rose, and Ada Florence. So that was just a lovely little page for her. And then this page was already done. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's got a lot of shimmer on. It has a ton of shimmer. It was an inked page. Ton of shimmer on there. And I wanted to talk about the online class 10. So, and that was all about silhouettes. So I was going to do the positive and the negative like I did in the class, but I started upside down. So I did this one and then realised my book was upside down. So I just did another one here as well. Drew a frame round. The cobwebs were already in. You can see here online class 10, Sunday the 12th, and then I just wrote about the class in between and just did some doodling. So if ever I do something wrong, I just flip it and make it right again. You know, if I hadn't told you, you wouldn't have known that I started on this side. So that's what happened there. So and if you want to know how to do this, online class 10 shows you all the different bits. So here, this was Monday the 13th of June, and again I just saw this quote and it just said, I will respect your opinion as long as your opinion doesn't disrespect anyone else's existence. There's a lot of blame culture, cancel culture going on at the moment, and it's just, you know, you can't just say something, you've got to back things up. So I just wrote that there, and I just used these two bits from my collage sheets. Okay, again, I've not really gone by things that were day by day, but just things that I come across that I want to do, you know, because I'm doing it in the diary at the moment, so everything was written in the diary. Again, if you want to do the diary class, that was on Etsy, that was great. That's Distinctly Dylusions class 4. That was all last week. It's one of the reasons why I wasn't posting here, because I was just so busy doing them. So on this one, the page was already black and it had the flowers done in white, so I just outlined them, and this just was really poignant. It just was, black people are literally saying, stop killing us. And there are people going, but, it's like, seriously, just listen, you know. And again, this is always such a useful quote. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. And then I just wrote in here some different bits, so this moves in and out. Okay, so on this side, this was a little tag, this is one of Tim's little tags, and I wrote on that side, and then I actually, you can see here, I wrote on the back. So this is a big quote, so I wrote on the front with black, and I painted the back of it black, and wrote with a white pen on there. Okay, and again, if my son went for some Skittles and didn't return, or played in the park and didn't return, or went for a jog and didn't return, or sold cigarettes on a corner and didn't return, or went to a party and didn't return, or reached for his licence and didn't return, or resisted arrest and didn't return, and with his last breath called out my name, I would set the world on fire and I would let it burn. And it just says at Team EV, so I'm not quite sure who wrote that, but that is just so powerful, that quote there. So I put all those quotes together, okay? And then here we have some new face covering guidelines in England, which is ridiculous. These were 2 pages that were similar-ish colours, not really. This had a gel print on the back and a gel print here, and this had some things, but I wanted to make it one because I wanted to talk about the face masks, because in the UK it's amazing, because COVID-19 is not really going to attack you in the air until the 24th of July, and from the 24th of July we have to wear face masks. So that's amazing, isn't it? 23rd of July is still going to be okay, you're going to be fine, but from the 24th of July you're going to be in trouble. So I wanted to write it, so I used one of my collage images, and I put, there has been many a discussion about wearing face masks. As of July the 24th, it will be mandatory to wear a face covering while shopping in the UK. Well, England, actually. I put UK, but it's actually England. The government has announced this fresh move to stop the spread of COVID-19. Home Secretary Matt Hancock said on Tuesday, anyone failing to comply could face a £100 fine. It follows a weekend of confusion and criticism over face coverings as ministers gave different advice. The move will bring England into line with Scotland, and police will enforce the regulations. Ridiculous. 4 months into a pandemic, and it's only just becoming, you know, and it's still not yet. We've still got another 9 days. So before COVID really does. So that, anyway, there you go. So there's a bit of a rant in a few of these. There's some nice things. Oh, I need to fill my hearts in. Let me get those. I've been doing these pages every day, but just not filming them because I do them down in my studio, and all my filming equipment has been up in the house because I've been doing the diary class, which was, well, I was filming for 7 days on the trot. So whenever there's a night, you know, a long week class on, the day by day just suffers. You know, I just can't do the filming as well. So anyway, day by day now, actually, isn't it? Yeah, it's not a day by day because I don't do it every day. But you can see here I did 10 days worth. So I'm just going to start the next one. And hopefully for the next few days, I'll have quite a few of these up. So just let that dry. So the ones that you're going to see the images of, you're going to see this one. This one. I was thinking about putting a spider on and I keep forgetting. This quote here. My audible. And remember, all these pages, look, are already done. This is a book that I've done in class, so it's got all sorts going on. So a quote on here. My hair. The babies, lovely twin girls, talking about online class 10, talking about cancel culture, Black Lives Matter, and the face guide covering. Okay, so look, that's tomorrow's. That's what I'm going to be working on next. So I don't know what I'm going to put in there, but I'll see you then. Okay, bye.